Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how to contour and highlight. The beauty about contouring is you can really shape your face and chisel, make your face appear a little bit longer, a little bit thinner, make the nose a little bit longer, a little bit wider, shorter, whatever you want to do to your face to give the illusion that it is a little bit different and more chiseled. This is the video for you. I will talk about some tips and tricks on how to contour and highlight and some of my favorite products. So thank you so much for stopping by today, and let's go ahead and jump right in. So first, I have already put on foundation on my face, and then I did a little bit of brows and a little bit of lash. That way I could jump right into contour and highlighting. So I'm going to do the contour first. So my two favorite cream contour products right now, the first one is Milk Makeup, their matte bronzer, and it's a nice little stick. It's a nice creamy bronzy color. The next one is the Clinique Chubby in the Nude foundation stick in the color 28 Curvious Clove. So the Clinique stick is actually a foundation stick, and the Milk Makeup one is a cream bronzer, but basically something that is going to be darker than your skin tone you can contour with. So whether you want to do a foundation stick that is in a couple shades darker, or a cream bronzer, or anything like that, there definitely are some contour palettes out there on the market, but I definitely just like going for one of these sticks, especially for the foundation and the bronzer sticks. I find that they blend really easy, so I like to go ahead and use it as my contour. So a little bit of background for contour is contour, since it's going to be darker, that is everything that you kind of want to pull back from your face. The one that you want to, like, maybe you have a forehead that is a little bit bigger than you would like, then you would contour a little bit darker here to give the illusion of a smaller forehead. For me, I have a very round face, so I want to give the illusion of like a thinner, more chiseled face. So I'm going to contour my cheekbones, and then also maybe contour a little bit more of a sharper chin, and just a little bit of my forehead. I have a little bit of a smaller forehead, so I just want to put a little bit here to give me a little bit of a bronzy glow. So anything that you want to pull back and sharpen and chisel is what you're going to use contour for. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Clinique one to show you guys today. And then I'm just going to go ahead with the stick and draw right on my face. So I'm going to put a little bit here on my forehead. I don't necessarily put anything up here because like I said before, my forehead is a little bit smaller already, but if you have a little bit of a forehead that you're going to want to try to make look smaller, then you could go all the way around. And then I just like to add a little bit of bronzy color here on the temples. And then when you put the contour on the cheek, it's very important that you don't want to put it too high on the cheekbone or too low, because that will really mess with the proportions of your face. So what you're going to want to do for your cheeks is really kind of accentuate the sockets where your cheek would dip in naturally. For me, I gotta have some chubbier cheeks, so I want to make it look like that I have a slimmer face. So kind of when you do like where you suck your cheeks in, that contour line is kind of where you want to put the contour stick. A good rule of thumb is you want to start from where the top of your ear is, and then all the way to the corner of your mouth. So that naturally is kind of like the angle of where your cheeks would be sunken in naturally. So you can visualize that. So always start kind of above the ear, and then you're going to want to stop kind of where your eye meets, or kind of like mid-eye, where your pupils are. You don't really want to go any further than that, because then you start to like muddy up this area, and you don't want that. So again, sunken cheeks, above my ear, going to the direction to where my corner of my mouth is. And you're going to always want it tapered here. You don't want that area too thick, but definitely want this area a little bit thicker. So you can kind of have it be like a triangle almost. Because this is really gonna give me the illusion that I got that slim face when I really don't. Okay, and then for the chin, since I want a little bit of an illusion that I have like a sharper chin, what I'm going to do is line my jawline here, because what it's going to do is make me look like, you know, maybe hide a little bit of my double chin, because this is going to pull it back and make this area a little bit darker. And also, going to draw up a little bit, and it's really going to give that illusion there. And then just a little bit of color there, a little bit of color there to frame the face and give me that slim look. And so also a little trick is you kind of want to go with that 3, like the 3 and then the backwards 3. And so it's like, here we go, there we go. It's kind of the shape that you want it. And oh, cannot forget the nose. So again, depending on how you want your nose to be. For me, I feel like my nose is a little bit wide for my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and go right in with the stick and draw along my nose. Because I want my nose to be all long and tiny and cute. But say if you have maybe already a thin nose but it's too long, what you would do is put a little bit of contour here, maybe right under here, to give the illusion that your nose is a little bit smaller. But because mine is a little bit too wide, I'm gonna put contour on the side to make it look a little bit longer. Okay, so now that I've put on the contour, I'm gonna go ahead and blend it into the rest of my foundation. My favorite brush to blend in the contour right now is this Crown synthetic brush. Unfortunately, they don't have the exact number on this brush, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a search and be sure to link a couple options in the description box below. But I just like this one because it's kind of wide and flat, and the bristles are pretty sturdy. That way I could really work in and blend in the contour. Be sure to kind of blend it in to your hairline, so then it's not like your forehead, cream contour, and then like your hairline and then your hair. So want to make it so it's very blendy and it looks like it's part of your natural skin. So as you can see, this foundation stick blends really, really nicely and very easily. And then for this cheek area, I like to kind of blend out so I'm not dragging too much of the color in. I personally, because I have a rounder face, I like to definitely get some of the color into the side of my cheekbone, because it definitely gives the illusion of the skinnier face. And then for the chin, you're going to make sure that you are blending it down to your neck too. So then it's not like you have this dark line here. To assist with blending out the nose contour, I'm going to use this Luxie 239 Precision, that's hard, shader. Just a little bit more detail. This one was a little bit too thick to kind of get in the nose area, so I'm going to use one that's a little bit thinner to help out. One side down. Okay, so I blended the contour out, so definitely gave me a little bit of a cuter little forehead, more bronzy and more sun-kissed, and then I chiseled out my cheekbone a little bit, and definitely tried to give myself a little bit of a sharper jawline and a little bit of a tighter nose. So next I am going to use concealer to highlight my face. So when you're going to highlight your face, you're going to want to put it in areas where you're going to want to brighten and kind of bring forward and give yourself that kind of like awake, glowy look. So the concealer that I'm using right now is Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless 24-Hour Concealer in Light Warm. All right, and I'm going to put this under my eyes to brighten up under my eyes. I like to do these like triangle areas to really brighten up this area. And I'm going to put just a little bit on my forehead to highlight this area. Also accentuating my nose. So I'm gonna put a thin line on the top of my nose. Maybe a little bit on the tip of my nose as well. And then also some on the chin. So these are all the areas that I'm going to want to brighten and bring forward. That way that it could really partner with the areas that I contour to bring back, which will help that illusion even more of that thin chiseled face, which is always goals. I'm going to use my handy dandy beauty blender to blend this out. Yay! All right, so hopefully you can see that my under eyes, everything is a little bit pulled forward and areas pulled back. Yes. So now I'm going to do a little bit of baking. I really liked the CIATÉ translucent powder. It's finely milled, so it's a really, really soft, light powder, and I really enjoy baking with it. So the reason why I like to bake is I just put a lot of cream products on top of my already liquid and cream foundation. Baking works really well because it will really help set everything in its place. It will have the powder and like help soak up all that liquid, set it in its place, and then make it so nothing starts to move, get creasy, and also in areas that get a little bit more shine, maybe on your chin or your nose or your forehead. Be sure to bake up there as well because that will help your kind of matte look stay a little bit longer in the day. Along with the CIATÉ powder, I really like to use this Eco Tools sponge. I just really like the shape of it. I like to put it on its side and dip it liberally into the powder, and I really like the side one to kind of go right underneath the eye. I just like how it kind of fits right up against the nose and then right up against the eye. See how the flat side kind of fits right up against the nose, and that way I can set the side contour that I did on my nose. Then I'm going to use the other side so the straight edge can be along this nose. I always get shiny on the tip of my nose, so putting a little bit there, a little bit on my forehead, a little bit on my chin. And then also what I really like to do when I'm doing a full contour look is with this, I like to use this longer flat side and dip it straight into the powder this way. I'm going to really chisel out the cheek contour that I did so that I could really accentuate that contour and cut it out. Basically, I'm going for kind of like baby deer vibes. This is going to accentuate my cheek contour and brighten the under eye and set the contour on my chin and on my forehead. And I'm going to wait a few minutes, let the bake do its job, and I will be right back. So I let the bake do its job. It has been sitting for a couple minutes and it is just, I feel it. It is soaking up all that moisture and cream products underneath, and it is ready to be swept away. I'm going to use this e.l.f. Total Face brush. I just love it because it is really, really fluffy. And you could just get it at Target and it's very, very inexpensive. Of course, I will link it below. But I will just go ahead and use this brush to brush away all that bake. With all that powder for baking, I kind of definitely like to drag it through the rest of my face. Use it as a setting powder as well. All right, so I brushed away all the bake, and of course you can be done here, maybe add a little bit of blush, maybe a little bit of powder highlight, and you could be done. But of course, for me, more is more, and let's be real, I like to be extra. I like to go in with some of the powder products to set the cream products. My favorite bronzer right now is this bad boy. It is a giant Marc Jacobs palette, and this is in the color 104 Tantastic. It is a huge pan. Love it so much. It's going to last a really long time, and it better because it wasn't cheap, but it's really, really great. I am going to go in with the MAC brush 120. I think this one is technically a blush brush, but I like it because it is fluffy, but I could also kind of be a little bit more specific where I'm putting the contour. So I'm just going to get in there and then go in and kind of set that cream contour with the bronzer. And then maybe for the cheek contour, instead of going in flat into the powder, you can go on its side. So it's a little bit of a thinner angle. All right, so set with the powdered bronzer. For my nose, I have been really liking actually using kind of like an eyeshadow blender brush. Of course, my favorite is MAC 224. And it's just a nice little blender brush that you could use in the crease. Also, what I've been really liking cream contour and bronzer for, work it into the crease of my eyelid as well. Kind of for like just like a nice everyday eyeshadow. I don't usually put eyeshadow on for my everyday, but it's just kind of nice to add that little bit of a dimension to your crease. And it's kind of easy because you're already using bronzer, cream contour for your look anyway, if you're doing all this. So I'm going to use the milk one. Just use my finger and put a little bit of the cream on my lid in the crease. And then I'm going to use the MAC 224, and then I'm going to use the bronzer, and I'm just going to work some of it in to the crease of my eyelid. Cute. So it's just a little bit of color and bronze to your eye to add a little bit of that extra little something, but without having to do like a full eyeshadow look. And then I also like to go in with the same brush that I did the eyes for to continue to set and carve out the nose to make it look long and cute and thin. So what do you guys think? So hopefully you can see that my nose is definitely a little bit more chiseled, thinner, longer. My forehead, my cheeks. Hopefully you can see my chin is a little bit, sharper, thinner looking. So from here, you could definitely go in with a little bit of blush and some powder highlight, and you could put some highlight on the bridge of your nose, maybe the top of your cheeks, maybe your Cupid's bow, and that will really bring everything more glowy and bring everything forward, and everything is just cute and beautiful and chiseled and thin. And thank you so much. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and let me know how anything goes. Check out the description box for my favorite products and brushes that I used today. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell so you know when I post my next video. But again, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!